Thank you. I've been using a bidet. Oh my God. It feels so good down there. And not a cheap bidet, you know? Like a fancy one, not the cheap ones where you go to the beach and there's sand in your butt and you need someone to hose it out. The fancy ones with all the buttons. Yeah, I sat on it for the whole pandemic. Oh, what a great chapter in my life. I sat on it for so long, I started to feel guilty. I was like, how long can I sit on this and it not be considered cheating on my boyfriend? 3 hours. 3 hours until he starts looking for you. And then I started to feel more guilty because so many people don't have clean drinking water. And I'm just letting it shoot up my asshole. Oh. That feels so wrong. I mean, it feels great. It just seems wrong to let all this water go up there. I felt like a Kardashian, you know? They have 12 bidets. They just sit there in their mansion and they're like, Kylie Kendall, Chloe Ketchup Clonopin. They have to have so many bidets. That's why their asses are so big. They're retaining bidet water. That's why there's a drought in California. It's not body shaming when it's not your real body. Speaking of bodies, my boyfriend just found out from his doctor that he's borderline obese. You can laugh. It's fine. He didn't laugh. He didn't think it was funny. He's like, I'm borderline obese. I was like, who cares? Just cross the border. And be obese. You're almost there. Check it out. Eat one more cookie. I want to see what happens. I'll record it. And he had 2 cookies. And he crossed the border and he hated it. He said it was really crowded over there. Now he's borderline again. He's been intermittent fasting. I know, I've been intermittent watching him. Intermittent fasting is just skipping meals. That's all it is. You just skip meals. You can't say skipping meals. It sounds like you have mental problems. It sounds like a cry for help. You have to say fasting. And then it sounds like you're better than everyone else. It sounds like you believe in Jesus. My boyfriend writes for cartoons. He writes for animation. I always say it wrong, and I say he's an animated writer. That means something totally different. That means he just wakes up and he's like, da la 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 la, which is totally him. He is an animated writer who writes for animation. It's very hard to date someone when someone is a stand-up comedian and the other person is an animated, writes for animation. There's no time for a serious conversation, so you have to force it. I have to shock him. I have to, like, drop a toaster in the bathtub. Just to clean the slate, you know? I have to say something like, I'm pregnant. And he's like, what? And I'm like, just kidding, the rent is due. It's also hard to sleep next to him. He's a huge snorer. Oh my God, what are you supposed to do when they snore so much? I think you're supposed to roll them off the bed and down the stairs and into traffic. It's unbearable. I bought a sound machine to blend in with his snoring. But this sound machine is a rainforest. It sounds like a rainforest. And now it sounds like the jungle in the bedroom. And there's a tiger next to me. I fall asleep and I hear, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna shit the bed. I'm gonna incorporate all these sounds into my dreams. I'm gonna think it's a tiger. I'm gonna shit the bed, and then it's gonna smell like the jungle. But he's not the worst snorer. The worst snorer was this guy I dated. He was a chain smoker. Oh my God, he smoked so much. The first time I spent the night, I heard this. Oh my God, I was like, is there a farm nearby? Was that an exotic bird? Or is this house haunted? And then it happened again. In the middle of the night, it was all dark. And I'm such a light sleeper. I was like, you're not doing this. So I woke him up, and I was like, there's something inside of you that wants to come out. And he's like, what? I'm like, I don't know, cancer, I guess. Stop smoking. And he's dead. No, I'm kidding. No, he's not. He's dead. He's dead to me. He's dead to me. A lot of my exes are dead to me. My boyfriend has a son who's 14 who hates me. It's so fun. I just want him to like me. I'm so immature. But he doesn't even look at me. He doesn't even call me by my name. He calls me, where's my dad? And I do so many nice things for him. I buy him Captain Crunch cereal. I mean, I know he's not 5, but cereal's expensive. And I play basketball with him, even if I suck. That's nice. Now I'm trying to get him into a boarding school overseas. I heard it's really good for kids to leave the country permanently. He's great. I'm trying to bond with him. The only time he talks to me is when we play Fortnite. It's a great video game, but I suck. You find guns and you shoot people and you hide. I can't find anyone, so I just hide. I hide and he finds me. And he shoots me. And he laughs. And I let him do it because I want to be a good mom. But after a while, I get sick of it. He shoots me like 5 times and he laughs in my face. So one time I just looked at him and I go, I'm fucking your dad. And he got upset, so I won. He lives with his mother, but he comes over uninvited. I mean, unannounced. He's always invited. Come over more, come more, just live with us. He comes over and my boyfriend's like, he's coming over in 5 minutes. Can you please put some pants on? Because I'm never dressed appropriately for a child to come over. He's like, hurry up and put some pants on. And I'm like, ugh, now I gotta go find pants. So I can't wait till he's 18 so I don't have to put pants on anymore. My mom always said, wait till you have kids. You'll see how hard it is. You just wait. And then I never had kids. Joke's on you, Ma. Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard to not have kids, all this free time. Sometimes I call a babysitter just to see what it's like. My friend just had a baby. She kept it. She also took it home. And then she took home her placenta. I know. I was like, what are you gonna do, make a little purse? She's like, I'm gonna eat it. Yeah, I guess sometimes after you have a baby, you're like, I'm starving. And you need a snack immediately. I was like, why do you want to eat it? She's like, apparently it has a lot of vitamins. I was like, you know what else has vitamins? Vitamins. Vitamins have a lot of vitamins. And they're ready, and they're dry. And they come out of a bottle, not your pussy. I'll even drive you to the vitamin store. Why are you complicating your life so much? You cannibal, stop eating yourself. Eating your placenta is a slippery slope. What's next, eating your baby? She's gonna have another baby and she's gonna be like, I'm just gonna go ahead and eat the whole baby. And I'll be like, why? And she'll be like, vitamins. So I called her the next day because I wanted to know what it tasted like. And also I needed more jokes. And her husband got on the phone and he's like, Mommy and baby are doing great. And I was like, yeah, but how's placenta? I called for placenta. And my friend got on the phone and she's like, I froze it. And I was like, oh, that's so disappointing. I wanted her to eat it. I was like, what are you waiting for, Thanksgiving? Just eat it. You're supposed to eat everything while it's fresh. Like, I know placenta's disgusting, but you know what's more disgusting? Defrosted placenta. Nothing is more disgusting. I don't care if there's a snowstorm and they're out of chicken. I don't care if it comes with a side of fries. I'm not eating placenta. So I'm very tall. I'm 6 feet tall. Thank you. I'm what you call vertically obese. And I have scoliosis. Anyone else? Any scos in the house? Where are my crooked bitches? All folded up in the back. All sad and crooked. There's always one in the corner, crying. So much back pain. Oh, I'm sure a lot of you have back pain still. I'm gonna start a movement called Back Lives Matter. Don't worry, my black friend approved it. I was like, can I say Back Lives Matter? And he was like, yes. And I was like, are you messing with me? So then I asked my other black friend, because I have two. I was like, can I say Back Lives Matter? And he was like, yes. So that joke is double black approved. Thank you. So if you're not laughing, you have white guilt. That's what I mean. White guilt. I love diversity. I believe in diversity. I dated black guys in college to show my support. Black guys just didn't like me because my last name is Lynch. I knew this girl, she was white in high school. Well, she's still white. In high school. And she dated black guys to rebel against her parents. And now that white guys are going down, I think girls are gonna date white guys to rebel against their parents. I think they're gonna bring white guys home and parents are gonna be like, how dare you bring that same colored man into this house? Have we taught you nothing about diversity? It's 2023. What would your father say if he saw you walking around the neighborhood with another white man? He would say, get that cracker out of here. I love when you guys start getting scared to laugh. I think everyone looks alike. I do, and I'm not racist. I just need glasses. My doctor told me, he's like, you need to get glasses. I'm like, I like to see everyone the same, just blurry. I don't care if you're black or white or a giraffe or a stop sign. You look like my sister. I've reached an age where my brain is like, you know what? I'm exhausted. I can't do this anymore. And it doesn't even listen to people. When they talk to me, my brain just goes, whew. Like this woman talked to me at the bus stop. I wasn't even listening. And then she was like, and then he pulled out a knife. And I was like, can you start over? I didn't know this was gonna be a good story. You know, when you guys come to a show, all you have to do is leave or say thank you or don't say anything at all. But this woman came up to me after a show recently and she goes, excuse me, do you have Marfan syndrome? You don't even need to know what that means. Do you have Marfan's syndrome? That doesn't sound pleasant. No one has ever said that to me after a show. I only get two things. Oh, you are really tall. Or is your dad Mr. Bean? Fuck off. I wish. I said, ma'am, I have no idea what Marfan syndrome is. She's like, well, you said you're tall and you have scoliosis and you have a heart murmur, which I talked about, and you're double jointed, which I talked about. So you might have Marfan's. And if you do, you might die soon. All she had to do was say, I hated your jokes. And this is my job. You know, this is where I work. I don't go to her work and I'm like, excuse me, ma'am. I think you might have tuberculosis. You're yellow and phlegmy and your lymph glands are swollen. You should get checked for TB before you die. So I Googled everything she said and it was all on there. But it was late at night and I couldn't go to the doctor. But it said on Google that you can check yourself for Marfan's. You just have to measure your arm span. And if it's longer than your height, you might have Marfan's. So it was midnight. So I went to CVS and I bought a measuring tape. And I measured my arm span. And it turns out I'm a bird. Oh my God. My arms are so long. I was like, what's the positive thing if I have Marfan's? Oh, I'll just look up to see who has it. They all look like Slender Man. All of them. Michael Phelps has Marfan's. The Olympic swimmer, well, at least he got the flippers for feet. And he did something good with it. Abraham Lincoln, Marfan's. You know who else they think had Marfan's? Osama bin Laden. 3 great leaders in their field. I could have been the 4th. I went to the doctor the next day, and he made me take all my clothes off, and he found this thing over here, and he's like, what's that? And I'm like, I don't know, Marfan's? No, you know what it was? It was a 3rd nipple. I went from almost having Marfan's to discovering a 3rd nipple. He called it an accessory nipple. I'm like, that's so fancy. I need more accessories. I never wear earrings. I feel like a Barbie with all her accessories. He's like, what did you think it was? I'm like, I don't know, a zit? I've been trying to pop it for years. I've been abusing myself for years. I've been abusing my 3rd nipple and therefore ignoring my primary ones. And then my doctor said, if you had a baby, you'd have milk coming out of 3 nipples. And for the first time in my life, I was like, oh my God, I want to have a baby. Oh my God, can you imagine just spinning really fast and just spraying everyone? Like a sprinkler system in the middle of a cafeteria. Who's got cereal? Who's got coffee? Oat milk right here. I did some research, and one more teat, and I'm a cow. Just one. I never knew cows had 4 nipples. I thought they had like 12. One more nipple and I'd have an udder. Moo. And then I thought about all those years that I went to the beach. And I was partially topless. My accessory nipple out there like a quiet little whore. Thinking she was at a nude beach. I'm like, not anymore. I'm not that kind of girl. I'm gonna get 2 triangles and I'm gonna get a little one right here. An accessory triangle. And I did some research, and 1 out of every 18 people has a 3rd nipple. So there's quite a few trip nips in here. So check yourselves tonight. You got one. A bird shit on my head recently. I know. I was walking with my short friend. Aren't they all? I think birds go after tall people because our heads are closer. They're like, get her. And I don't care how sunny it is. The day a bird shits on your head you think it's rain. Always. Your brain is programmed to think it's rain. Oh my God, that was like the heaviest rain. And then I had to look. And I went like this. And it was poo. And I rubbed it right back in. 'Cause, you know, vitamins. Right when I went like this, my friend goes, oh my God! It's good luck when a bird shits on you. And I was like, then take it. Here. I don't need this much luck. Take it. It's too easy of a life for me. She always does that. It drives me crazy. Everything is good luck or bad luck. She's like, when it rains on your wedding, it's good luck. No, it's not. I've been to a lot of rainy weddings. And everybody's hair is frizzy. The pictures look like shit. And all my rainy wedding friends, they're divorced. The only fun thing about a rainy wedding is the reception. Because you drink all night, because you don't want to drive in the rain. So you stay up and you drink and it's fun. And then eventually you have to get home. And then somebody drives and crashes and dies. And then 10 years later, you're like, happy anniversary. Remember Jack and Susie died at our wedding? And my friend will pop out of nowhere. Oh my God, it's good luck when someone dies at your wedding. I've been trying to work out. It's really hard, you know, because there's so much to watch on Netflix. So I hired a trainer, and they're so serious about where you hold your weights. We were doing a bench press, and he's like, hold your weights right over your nipple line. And I was like, not this again. Please leave my nipples alone. Who says that at work? Nipple line? Unless you're shooting a porn, I don't think you say nipple. Do you go to your work and then someone's like, can you get me those files? They're right next to your clitoris. It sounds so hashtag me too. Well, hashtag me three. It also sounds like he's flirting. Also, which nipple line? I've got this one, and now I've got this one. My friend just called me and told me she has breast cancer. I was like, this is probably not a good time to tell her about my new nipple. When she told me she had breast cancer, I started crying, like a lot, because I've never had a friend with cancer. I cried for like 2 hours, and then I went to bed. And the next day, my college roommate called me, and she's like, I have breast cancer. And I couldn't cry, because I'd cried so much for my friend the day before. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to sound like an insensitive friend, but I have no tears left. What I wanted to say was, you should have called yesterday. Yesterday I was a really good friend. And then I remembered in college, she procrastinated all the time. And here she was doing it again. So whose fault was it really? 3 days later, an old coworker called, and she's like, I have breast cancer. And I just hung up on her. I was like, I can't do this. Everyone has cancer. It's ridiculous. My mother has cancer. My mother's fine. She's on chemo and she's fighting it, but she's tired. But I'm tired too because I have to run all these 5Ks for her now. But you know, at least her cancer's keeping me in shape. I dated a guy with cancer. He's fine. We dated for a year. And then I dated a guy whose astrological sign was Cancer. Which one do you think was the worst boyfriend? The guy born in July, yes. The guy whose sign was Cancer. Oh my God, so needy. Complained all the time. Way too attached to his mother. I looked it up on astrology.com. I found his picture there. If you're gonna date one of the two, date the guy with Cancer. He's very excited to be alive. And he doesn't take life for granted. And he hikes a lot because the air is really good for him. Please laugh at all my jokes. I have scoliosis. So I decided to get my own breast checked because all my friends have breast cancer. I have Obamacare. It is the worst health insurance. It is the one all the artists have. All the comics have it. It's cheap. All the doctors are like 112 years old and mildly retarded. Now, I know you're not supposed to say that word, Obamacare, but... So I walk in, this doctor is so old, and he just looks at me and he goes, "Do you check your own breasts?" And I was like, "No, Grandpa, that's why I'm here. Touch me." And he's like, "You need to check your own breasts. Every woman checks her own breasts once a year." And then he goes like this, "Like in the shower?" I was like, I don't need ideas. I know how to flirt. I know how to light candles and play soft music. But this time, Daddy-O, it's your turn. And then he comes up to me, and his hand is shaking. And I'm like, oh my God, he hasn't touched a tit since high school. And he comes up and he grabs my breast. And he goes, "You have dense breasts. You have dense breasts." He said it twice. Once for each breast. Dense breasts? That sounds so mean. Dense means stupid. Like, you have stupid tits. Your tits are dumb. They should go to college. So when he said, "You have dense breasts," I was like, "You have a small dick." I know I take things very personally, but I was insulted. I'm very sensitive. Well, I'm sensitive, not my breasts. They're dense. But we all have something, you know? I have dense breasts. You probably have scoliosis and you didn't even know it. You have Marfan's. Someone in the back has tuberculosis. We all have something. My boyfriend can't hear high-pitched sounds. That's right, he's a divorced man. Oh, wow. You already knew. He's like, "I can't hear high-pitched sounds." He went to the doctor. The doctor's like, "It's very typical of divorced men not to be able to hear high-pitched sounds. Because if they had an ex who complained a lot in a high-pitched voice, they've become tone deaf to high-pitched sounds." And I was like, I don't care, because I'll be like, "Do the dishes. Take out the trash. I know you can hear me. Get rid of your son." I believe in Jesus. Just kidding. I mean, I do sometimes, like when there's turbulence, you know, because you're like in his area and you have to, because it's like respectful, and you're drinking wine and it's like his blood. I've been on a lot of flights with turbulence, and people get scared and they pray. They pray a lot. And that's when I realized we should just have church on airplanes. And then just shake the plane on purpose. It would be great, and airplanes look like Jesus with his arms out, look. And every time I do that now, I think of Jesus checking himself for marfeds. We could put the priests in the cockpit, because they love cock. It's perfect. No more bread and wine. The body of Christ is not bread. Oh my God, it has gluten in it. Oh my God. No. The body of Christ is cheese now. It's Swiss cheese because it also has holes in it. You can laugh. I grew up Catholic. It's fine. He doesn't care. I would have been shot down by now. I'm just spreading the word about the Lord. What would Jesus do? He would laugh. My parents are very religious. My dad believes in heaven. My dad gets more religious every year. At this point, I think he's just looking for a place to stay. I'm like, I think you're in, Dad. He loves heaven. He loves to talk about heaven. He talks about it like he's been there on vacation. He's like, heaven is a beautiful place. You get to be with your friends and your family, and everybody's happy, and there are lights everywhere. I'm like, that's Vegas. He loves heaven. He's got a book about heaven. I don't know how he got it. I guess somebody died and went to heaven and wrote a book about it and then dropped it from the sky right when my dad was walking by. And now he's got a book. He's like, do you want to read it? I'm like, no. I like surprises. I grew up so Catholic and I believed in heaven for so long that right now I'd rather just not believe. And if it's there when I die, I'll just be excited then. You know? I'll see Jesus and I'll be like, hey, JC, nice place. I didn't think you were going to be here. You look different with your arms down. My dad loves quotes, religious quotes, you know. He loves the one, God created everyone equally. And I'm like, no, he didn't. I have 3 nipples. God, I believe in so much. I don't know, there's something, I think because I like older guys. But when I'm praying, if I think it's Jesus, I'm like, can you please go get your dad? This is a big deal. And no offense, but you're 33. You're a millennial, nobody likes you. And you wear sandals. No guy should wear sandals. It's okay to have doubts about Jesus. He doesn't care. You don't think Jesus has doubts about anything? You don't think Jesus had doubts when his parents were like, we didn't even fuck? My parents are very Republican, very Republican. They believe in Trump. They love Trump. They voted for Trump. That's how I found out I was adopted. My mom is 80, and she has a friend who's 80, and they talk every day on the phone. And one day her friend stopped calling. And my mom goes, do you think she stopped calling because I talk about Trump too much? And I was like, yes! That's exactly why she stopped calling. That's not why she stopped calling. She stopped calling because she has dementia. Just laugh, who cares? She has dementia, and my mom goes, oh, thank God, I thought it was me. Oh my God, Mom, that's your friend. I can't believe you said that. That's such a Trump supporter thing to say. So now she calls me to talk about Trump. So I put her in a home. Don't worry, she's vaccinated. And no one can hear her in there anyway, so she can talk about Trump all she wants. I went to get a massage recently, and this woman works out of her house. She's very religious. I knew this because I walked in, and there were pictures of Jesus all over her living room. Well, not pictures, paintings. She doesn't know him that well. Paintings of Jesus. And then I lied down and I was trying to get a relaxing massage, and she started talking about politics. Oh. And she started talking about how she doesn't believe in abortion. And I was like, oh my God. And she wouldn't shut up about it. So I said, I'm pro-choice. And she got mad. I could tell that because the massage got really good. Right here. Oh my God. Right where I carry all my tension. I call this my abortion area now. It's my abortion area. And I just let her talk about it as long as she wanted to. And then she moved over here and I was like, what should I talk about? And I brought up gun control. My mom is from Spain. Any Spanish people? Hola! ¿Qué pasa? ¿Cómo estás? Yeah. My mom just got her US citizenship. She's so excited. She did. Oh, yeah. She's so American now, it's crazy. She only wears clothes from Costco. She loves hot dogs. She loves Fox News. She's so American, she's anti-immigration. She went all the way. I was like, you don't have to go all the way. You're an immigrant. Why would you be anti-immigration? She's like, I had to do it the hard way. I had to marry your father. They get to just swim over here. She makes it sound so fun. Like they just swim over here. It's just a family vacation. They play Marco Polo and play with dolphins the whole way. Thank you. I had a birthday a couple months ago, and my mom bought me a rape whistle. What a weird gift. I asked for a jacket. I don't know if she thinks I still got it. Or she thinks I can't run fast anymore. She's like, I've seen you run those 5Ks. You need a rape whistle. 2 months later, she bought herself a rape whistle for her 80th birthday. I was like, where are we going? What kind of family vacation are you planning? What are you watching on Fox News? The only two people she hangs out with are my dad and her pharmacist. And I was like, who's the rape whistle for? And then I remembered my dad got a new hip. That's some crazy role play. By the way, if you get assaulted, always yell fire. More people will help you. I read that somewhere. When you get assaulted, always yell fire. And then I guess when they get to you, go, just kidding. Rape. I have an uncle who's very religious too, and he's very quiet, and then he had a stroke, and now he's funny. I guess sometimes you don't know how the stroke is gonna get you. Like his body is totally the same. You would never be able to tell he had a stroke, but his personality, totally different. Super outgoing now, jokes around all the time, flirts with everyone. He flirts with nurses and waitresses, and me, flirts with me. I think that's why I got the rape whistle. Anyway, my whole family loves his new personality. I think they all like him better stroked. They're calling it a stroke of luck. My mom told me, when I die, don't let anyone see me naked. I was like, what kind of funeral do you think I'm throwing you? She's like, I heard that when you die, people just come in when they change your outfit and they look at you because you're naked and you're dead and they want to see what you look like. I was like, all right, I promise, I'll do my best. And then I started remembering all these things that I had to deal with growing up, you know, like I'm very tall, and my uncle had a clothing store for men, not Uncle Strokey, but another one. And I had to wear men's clothing because my mom got them for free. And they were longer, they were men's pants, and they were longer and she liked them. So I had to wear brown corduroys all through middle school. And they all had all this extra material here, you know, for that giant cock that I had. And I was like, you're definitely getting a topless funeral. At least one titty out. I'm putting you on OnlyFans. Don't worry, I'm in therapy. It's fine. I love therapy. Do you guys do therapy? It's great. The rest of you just go hiking. Hiking is good until you want to jump. Therapy's great. I love therapy. I love complaining to someone who can't leave the room. And my therapist wants to leave. She's so tired. I've been there for 10 years, and she's 75 years old. And I bring up the same crap every week. And she even falls asleep. She'll go, and I know what she's thinking. She's going, Carmen, please kill yourself. I'm so tired. I'm 75. You're my only client left. I think therapists want you to kill yourself so they can get new clients. It's the only way. They can't fire you or you will kill yourself. But then it'll be on them, so you have to do it on your own. That's the whole point of therapy. You learn how to do things on your own. Please laugh at my jokes. I almost had Marfans. My therapist, since she's 75, she's on this new medication, and it always makes her go to the bathroom. So in the middle of my session, she'll be like, do you mind if we just stop for a second? So I can use the bathroom. It's like $150 a session. That's like $40. Literally down the toilet. Just me waiting for her to come back. I'm like, can you wear diapers? I'm in the middle of a traumatic story. But the good thing about an older therapist is they tell you everything, but sometimes it's too much. Like one time I was like, just go at it and say whatever. And she goes, well, you know you're a comedian because you're in pain. And I was like, I thought I was a comedian because I was funny. And then I started crying. And she was like, see? You're in pain. I'm like, your bladder's in pain from pissing so much. She's like, kill yourself. If I had to pick between therapy and religion, I would definitely pick therapy, though. It's expensive, but there's no pressure. There's no pressure like there is in religion. In therapy, I don't have to thank my therapist for every meal. I don't have to celebrate her birthday. I don't have to hang her on my wall or around my neck. I don't have to eat her every Sunday. I mean, I could, but she probably smells like piss. And I'd rather pay cash. My name is Carmen Lynch. It's a horrible name, Carmen Lynch. First of all, Lynch, it's problematic. I mean, I can't even say it. My phone can't even say it. My phone is uncomfortable saying it. My phone autocorrects me to Carmen Lunch. I've been Carmen Lunch since the iPhone came out. And Carmen, not a good name. It has the word men in it. And some of you aren't doing that well. I could be car women, but that's a little too feminist. So I'm just gonna drop it and just be car. But cars are bad for the environment. So I just lost my whole name. I went from Carmen Lynch to I have no name. I only have one more name. I grew up Catholic, so I was confirmed. At age 14, when you're confirmed, I don't know what happens, but you get to pick a name. That's all I remember. You get to pick a name. Jesus is like, pick a name. But nobody told me it had to be a religious name. So I picked Veronica. I was reading Archie comics. And Veronica's really pretty and she's rich. And Betty was just desperate. So I was like, I'm Veronica. And then recently I found out that my boyfriend, he was confirmed. And he's very white. He has Irish ancestors. And he glows in the dark, he's so white. And I said, what name did you pick when you were 14? And he goes, Jerome. Jerome? I was like, how big do you think your dick is? At age 14, you were like, I'm a Jerome? You're not even a Jerome as an adult. You're a Kevin. Yeah. I love you, but you're a Kevin. I queefed on a plane. That's right, I queefed on a plane. Now, some of you may not know what that is. I'm gonna tell you. I said that on stage in London. I said I queefed on a plane, and this woman yelled out, "What is a queef?" And this itty-bitty, adorable, elderly British woman yells out, "It's a fanny fart! It's when you fart in your fanny in the front." Oh my God, I cannot believe this woman knew what a queef is. That's when I realized everyone queefs, every woman queefs. Old, rich, everyone. And the biggest queefer of all, of course, is Queef Elizabeth. That was her nickname in the palace. Anyway, I queefed on a plane. And I could feel it. It was like strong, it was powerful. And I felt eyes looking at me. But I didn't hear it. I didn't hear the queef because I had my noise cancellation headphones on. I was like, oh my God, these really work. I bought them to cancel babies crying on the plane and annoying people who are like, oh my God, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you flying? Where are you going? And also Queefs. They cancel Queefs. And I was like, they should do the commercial for the headphones in a setting like this. It should be a full flight, and then and then you look over and you see and then 3 days later, I queefed again. I don't know what happened that week, but it was Queef week. I was at my gynecologist's office. Yes, I was getting examined, and as soon as she was finished, I think I sat up too quickly, and all the air went inside. But this was a different Queef. It was short and aggressive. It was quick, but it was bold. It was like, and I was so embarrassed, I couldn't even look at my doctor. And then she looked right at me and she goes, "Bless you." And I was like, "A Queef." Well, my name is Veronica Lunch. Thank you guys so much for coming out. It really means a lot. Thank you very much. Thank you. A mi madre le pregunté de joven a quién quería más, a mí o a mi hermana. Quería saberlo. Yo siempre pienso que los padres quieren a alguien un poco más. Y se lo pregunté y siempre decía, bueno, si yo tuviera una pistola... ¿Qué? Si yo tuviera una pistola y alguien me dijera... Tienes que matar a una de tus hijas ahora mismo. No sé a cuál de las dos mataría. Pero si esto es lo mismo que decir que nos quieres igual, no tienes que poner una pistola en tu historia. Tenía mucho miedo. Cada vez que le preguntaba esto, tenía mucho miedo por mi vida. ¿Sabes qué feliz estaba cuando por fin mató a mi hermana?